schedule on the website. So on the website, if any of you aren't aware, our website is mosaicyogaslc.com. And on that website is a Google Calendar where the teachers are updated. So if you don't look on that, schedule, you probably won't know if a class is canceled or if there's a sub. We try to put it like on social media so everyone knows, but every once in a while it's hard to get the word out. But on there, it's always updated. The sub's in there. Well, should be if everyone's following protocol. But yeah, the sub's in there. If the class happens to be canceled or if something else extra is going on, it should be in there as well. So yes. Any other questions? Good. Okay. All right. So for today's practice, if any of you are doing my September meditation challenge and you actually did it today, yeah, Chris. Then you heard me talk about this and I'm going to kind of continue this. So in my September meditation challenge, we're working with the root chakra right now. And the root chakra is that place deep inside of us that is our home, basically our home inside ourselves. So real quick, if you're not familiar with the chakra system, we have this line that goes down the center of our body, also known as our nervous system. And in Eastern philosophy, this line is our chakra system, starts at the crown and then 7 different chakras all the way down to the base. And at the very base is your root. So this is your center, your home, your safety, your like groundedness, rootedness. Something I have been exploring and that I want to bring into our practice today is knowing the difference between the voice of this place, the voice coming from here, like let's call it your soul voice, and the difference between your ego voice. So the voice that is like, because I have trouble knowing the difference between like my own personal power and then when I'm getting into my ego, when I'm becoming, you know, overly confident. I want to be confident, but when do I become, you know, trying to prove something? And so the biggest thing that's helped me is when I'm coming from a place of, I want to feel love. I want to get their validation. I want them to make me feel like I know something or like I'm cool or like I'm worthy. That is my ego. If I'm coming from a place of I am already loved, I am already worthy, I am already safe. I do not need to do anything out here to feel that inside of me. It's my birthright. Then that's my soul voice. So in your practice, yeah, feel free to close those if they're bugging you. So in your practice, I want you to explore. I always think it's interesting when I'll say, this is your modification, stay here or move to this variation. And like even people who are struggling in that first variation, they're like, okay, I better do it because if I don't do it, I suck at yoga. I'm like, no, please take every modification. That's what my husband told me. He's like, when I figured out that like I should take every modification, that's when I started liking yoga. I'm like, why didn't you do that like from the beginning? He's like, because I always thought like I was supposed to just try. And I'm like, why? Like, so if you're coming from a place of like, I need to do this because I need to get this pose, because if I don't get this pose, I'm not good at yoga. That's coming from a place of the ego, right? If you're doing it because you're like, how would it feel to take my back foot off the ground? It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It doesn't matter what I think even. It doesn't matter if I fall down and then I come back in. So feeling into that, the voice of the soul versus the voice of the ego, and how you can explore it in your practice. And then when we explore it in our practice, inevitably kind of moves into our life and you start to notice those things in your life. So, okay, let's just do the thing. Sorry for all the, okay. Comfortable seats. So if you're not already there, take a moment to adjust. And I always like to just kind of move my body right away, feeling into my physical body, noticing what feels tight, stiff, and then eventually coming to a place of stillness, seated meditation. So nice and tall through your spine. Draw up through the crown of your head. Let your shoulders melt down away from your ears and be intentional with how and where you place your hands. So maybe they rest in your lap, maybe they come to your heart, Maybe one hand to your heart space, one hand to your belly. So whatever kind of resonates for you this morning. And then with your eyes closed, start to visualize that place inside of you, your root, all the way down at the base of your spine. And if you want, you can visualize it in the color red. That's the color of your root. Maybe see a red ball of light, red ball of energy. And as you breathe in and out, that ball just expands and contracts. It lights up. It dims. Next time you inhale, fill up as big as you can and take that breath all the way down into your low belly, low back, all the way down into your root. And when you're ready, all the way to empty, exhale. See if you can find absolute emptiness and feel that connection, that deepest place. Again, like that, inhale, fill up. Hold in fullness, breathe all the way down into your root. Feel it expand, light up, feel the energy there. And when you're ready, exhale, let it go all the way to empty. One last time, biggest inhale you've taken all morning. Pause in fullness, little bit extra. All the way to empty with your exhale, let it go. Seal your lips and start to cultivate Ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose by way of the back of your throat. The inhale is like you're taking a really deep, slow motion gas. The exhale is like you're fogging up a window with your lips sealed over the breath. So start to create that whisper noise, that oceanic sound. Whenever you are ready to move, you're welcome to start from your seat, exploring movement there. Eventually, hands and knees, tabletop position. And from your hands and knees, almost like you are some sort of four-legged creature, maybe a jungle creature, start to stretch your body, start to move intuitively, instinctually. So a good place to start if you don't know where to go, cat-cows, they're always there for you. Inhale to arch your spine, exhale to round your back. And then from that place, start to feel around, maybe take your hips to one side, maybe take your hips back or forward, maybe lift to your fingertips and feel the strength in your hands and your wrists. Sit back into a child's pose. So get really creative, intuitive from the inside out rather than the outside in. Close your eyes. And let your body guide you. So feeling your way through, rather than thinking your way through from your ego says, do I look weird? What does everybody else look like? Is anybody watching me? Your soul says, what does my spine feel like this morning? How can I breathe into these tight spaces, these hard edges? How can I create more space with my breath? Feeling rather than thinking, moving from your center. Give yourself about 3 to 5 more rounds. Getting out of your head into your body. And then eventually downward facing dog. So start your transition back in your own time and in your own way. Nice work, friend. So once you're back in down dog, keep that exploration going. Keep moving around, feeling around. Maybe that looks like big movement. You're lifting one leg, then the other. Maybe that movement is really subtle. I can't even see it. But on the inside, you're making little tiny adjustments. So I think yoga is all about those little tiny micro adjustments, especially if you've been practicing for years and years. Once you've kind of felt a pose, you think you know it, and see what else you can find there, what else you can discover. How can you be more efficient in your body? So as you feel into your down dog, is your breath still there? Is it still big, spacious, powerful? And you feel the lift and the lightness that comes with each inhale. And then that connection to center, navel to spine at the end of every exhale. And feel into your intrinsic strength. So use your breath to support you rather than fighting against it. How can you use it as a tool in your practice, as an advantage, powering you from the inside? Take one more big inhalation into your down dog. You might lift your hips just a tiny bit higher. Exhale, look to the top of your mat. And however you want to get there, bring your feet to the top of your mat, forward fold. I would recommend feet about hips width distance apart for this first one, maybe even a little bit wider, all 10 toes face forward. Yeah, and then grab opposite elbows, ragdoll. So big or little bend in your knees. Bring your weight slightly forward. So rather than rocking back into your heels, yeah, good adjustment, Sophia. Bring your weight into your toes, balls of your feet. See if you can lift your butt up towards the sky by engaging your core. So end of your exhale, navel to spine, dive deeper, fold further. If you want to take a little bob or a little sway, go for it. Let your head be heavy, neck relax, face soft. Good. One last huge breath. Next time you breathe in, halfway lift position. So spine parallel to the ground. It's like you're gazing over the edge of a diving board. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards your spine. Exhale, fold and bow. So butt towards the sky, crown towards the ground, weight forward in your feet. Again, halfway lift. Spine long, stick your butt out, reach the top of your head forward. Spine as long as it will grow. Exhale, let it go, fold. So feel the difference between those two poses. Inhale, come through your halfway lift and keep rising. Heart's leading, inhale, reach up. Hands to heart, exhale. With so much awareness, flow with your breath. Inhale, reach, high mountain. Swan dive down. So hinge at your hips, lead with your heart. Your butt sticks out. Maybe your knees bend a lot, all the way down. Forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. So spine parallel to the ground, to the horizon. Beautiful. Let it go. Exhale. Press into your feet. Rise to stand. Reverse swan dive. Inhale, arms to the sky. Maybe gaze up. Beautiful. Nice, Lainey. Exhale, hands to your heart. One more round like that. Maybe try closing your eyes as you move this time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, follow your breath down. So feel your body from the inside out rather than the outside in. Halfway lift. Inhale. Beautiful. Exhale, let it go. Nice, Andrea. From the press of your feet, lead with your heart. Rise up. High mountain. Inhale. Beautiful. Hands to heart. Exhale. This time, arms to the sky. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, bring your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. See if you can bend your elbows a lot and then press your palms together. And then from there, imagine your elbows are magnetized. So try to squeeze your elbows towards each other. Roll your shoulders back and down a little more. Maybe start to reach your hands back away from your body. If you don't like pressing your palms, you can let it go, but make sure you don't just lock out your elbows. So keep some muscle energy in your arms. If you want more, add a little baby back bend, lift your heart. If your palms are still suction cupped together, Imagine your fingers are super glued together. Try to pull them apart. One more inhale. Keep your clasp, heart leads, hinge at your hips. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. So bend your knees a lot if that feels better. Take your feet out wider if that feels better. Stay here for a couple rounds. See if you can lift your butt higher, lift your knuckles higher. Possibly reach your knuckles just slightly forward. One more in breath. Good. And Sophia, exhale, hands to your low back first. Release your clasp, let your arms hang. You can give them a little shake out. Shake your head, yes, no, maybe so. Next inhalation, halfway lift position. So realign your spine, top of your head forward, back of your neck long. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step back to plank pose. So top of a push-up, spread your fingers really wide and push the ground away. So rather than feeling like you're sinking into your elbows and your wrists, feel your muscles strong, feel your shoulders strong. Draw your belly button in and up, and then even see if you can squeeze through the fronts of your thighs, your quad muscles. Now keep all of that and just take little tiny rocks forward and back like you're sawing through wood with your body, like you're cutting through a loaf of bread. Nice, breathe. Navel to spine, breathe into your back body. Feel your breath in your back body. Next time you inhale, little rock forwards, you're on your tippy toes. Keep squeezing your thighs or come to your knees to modify. Exhale, lower just halfway. Hold until you're empty in your breath. Then push back up, high plank. One more time. Exhale, little rock forward, lower halfway. Strong arms, strong belly. Awesome, Eric. Inhale, push up. This time, as slow as you can go, all the way down with your exhale. Spider-Man Cobra as you breathe in. So fingertips on the ground, nice and wide. They should be on the hardwood floor. Lift your elbows to face up, and then when you're ready, heart lifts up. Breathe in. Good. Exhale, twist to your right and dip your left shoulder down. The wider you take your hands, the more you will get out of this in your shoulders. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, other side, twist. So it's almost like a shoulder pigeon, but slightly different. Come back to center, lift your heart. Go one more time, each direction. You want your hands out in front of your shoulders a little bit, not behind, not straight up. So feeling into it, exploring from the inside out. Eventually an inhale brings you back to center, no rush. You might hold there for a couple rounds if it feels good. See if you can feel a tone in your low belly. So navel to spine, low back long. When you're ready, however you want to get there, downward facing dog. Beautiful awareness, you guys. Big, deep breaths, Ujjayi. So fire up your breath, feel it, use it. Big and spacious, slow and steady, that balance, even in your breath of effort and ease, softness and strength. Fingers spread wide, push the ground away like you're taking energy from the earth and moving it all the way through your arms, through your side bodies, all the way up into your center. All the way into the base of your spine. So feel that connection. Everything inside of you is connected. If it feels better to bend your knees a lot, bend your knees a lot. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, look forward, step, tiptoe, or hop, top of your space, forward fold. Once you arrive, halfway lift position. So spine long, back of your neck long, shoulder blades hug toward your spinal column. Exhale, let it go, fold. Now listen, chair pose. So bend your knees, weight in your heels, lift your heart. Reach your arms up, or if it feels like too much in your neck, your shoulders, maybe you cactus your arms instead. So sit really low, weight in your heels, see if you can pick up your toes and spread them. Navel to spine connection, so feel that connection to center. But then see if you can lift your heart just a little bit more. So squeeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. Your back muscles engage. Maybe some back muscles you didn't even know you had start to fire. Nice work. Soft through your face. Rather than gazing down, see if you can take your gaze forward. Lift just slightly. Take one more round. Sit a little bit lower. Nice work. As you inhale, high mountain. So stand up. Option to lift to your tiptoes for a little balance challenge. Squeeze through the front of your thighs. Stay on your tiptoes if you want a big balance challenge. Swan dive down. With your heels on the ground, inhale to your halfway lift. Stick your butt out, reach the top of your head forward. How much length can you create? Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step back to plank. Move through your vinyasa however you would like. So if you're feeling just some cat-cows today, just substituting, taking it easy, totally fine. You want to add some push-ups, go for it. So you can add or subtract, you can skip it all together. So you back in downward facing dog. Ujjayi breath. All right, friends, from your down dog, next inhalation, take your right leg to the sky and keep your hips square for this one. So maybe you can't lift your right leg quite as high, that's okay. Go for length and strength. Press down through your fingertips, press up through your right foot. With your left leg, so the one that's holding you, you might explore what does it feel like if you lift to the ball of your left foot, if you bend your left knee a lot, so it almost feels like you could hop towards handstand or pounce forward. So you have lots of engagement through your left leg. If you want, you can work your left leg towards straight, press down through your left heel and work the length in the back of your left leg, but make sure you don't get lazy and just sink into your left hip. So there's so much to notice in every single pose, even these poses that we think of as transitions. What can you get here? What can you find? What can you explore? Where can you find new space to breathe into? Take one more inhale, your three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, left elbow, or as close as you can come. So use your obliques, empty out. Inhale, back up, three-legged, right leg high. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, or see if you can aim for your armpit. So get as high as you can, maybe even bend your elbows, take a little push up. Inhale, three-legged. Nice, Mary Jo. Exhale, right knee to your nose. So scoop out your belly. Stay here as you inhale, push the ground away. You should be on your back, tippy, tippy, tippy toes. And then exhale, step through softly, low lunge. Nice, Emily. Rise when you're ready, crescent lunge. So you can take a moment if you need. Front knee over your front ankle. Nice, Ali. High on the ball of your back foot. Nice, Tom. And then the stability here comes by hugging in. So find midline, front hip pulls back, back hip pulls forward. It's like the femur bones plug into the hip sockets. Navel to spine connection. As you make that navel to spine connection, your heart might lift a little higher. Gaze up, reach up, and then see, is your breath still there? Is it still big and spacious, or did you lose it? Slow, steady, bring it back and feel it moving through you. Beautiful. Take one more inhale, maybe reach just a tiny bit higher. As you exhale, beggar's bowl. So bring your hands to a little cup in front of your body. Bend your back knee to a hover. So back knee is hovering now. And imagine you're trying to drag your backside forward. If you want to modify, you can set your back knee down at any time. Gaze down at your hands. So soft gaze. Find your breath. And if there is an intention you want to bring into your practice today, a one-word intention, maybe something you want to receive, maybe an offering you want to give, take a moment to just focus in on it, visualize it perhaps in your cup in some way, shape, or form. Nothing resonates, no big deal. Just be open. Take one more round wherever you're at. Good job. Legs strong. Next inhale, back to crescent lunge. See if you can straighten your front leg. Squeeze through your front thighs. Squeeze those muscles around your front knee. Exhale, bring your hands to the earth. Standing splits, right foot roots, left leg lifts. So this is a one-legged forward fold, nothing more. So don't psych yourself out with the name. I do not care how high your left leg goes. Yeah, maybe you want to play handstand hops, little balance challenge, right arm behind right leg, hand behind ankle, forearm behind calf, elbow behind knee. So I don't care about height, but go for strength, power, length. Feel the energy running all the way up into your left toes. See if you can spread them. Nice work. Soften your face. Good, Laura. Relax your neck. Take one more big inhale. Listen, exhale, left knee to your nose. So just curl in, but stay balanced on your right foot. Round your spine. Inhale, re-extend your left leg up. And as you exhale, step your left foot all the way back. Warrior 2 this time. So pivot your back heel down. Cartwheel your arms up. Back foot parallel to the back edge of your yoga mat. Right toes face directly forward. Good. And then track your front knee towards your pinky toe. So you're really wrapping your right butt cheek underneath. And then pressing into the outer edges of both feet. Good, you guys. Beautiful job. Next time you breathe in, reverse your warrior. Front palm rotates up. Nice, Tiffany. Reach up and then reach back. Bend your front knee a lot. Imagine you're trying to lift your right rib cage up away from your right hip. Breathe into that space in your right waistline. Breathe into the space in between your right ribs, your intercostals. One more inhale. Beautiful job. Exhale, back to warrior 2. Straighten out your front leg, setting up for triangle. If you want to shorten your stance by just an inch or so, you're welcome to do so. Imagine there's a rope attached to the outside of your left hip, your back hip. It's pulling back. At the same time, your right fingertips are reaching forward. So you're being pulled in these opposite directions. Work that for as long as you can. Then right hand towards the ground, left arm towards the sky. Yes, beautiful. Nice, Colin. Good. So as you move into your triangle, make sure nothing closes off, nothing collapses. Heart is open, hips are open, shoulders are open. You can absolutely stay here, or if you would like, option to play with your balancing half moon. So back foot at any time floats up. Back leg strong and powerful. Open hips, open heart. Breathe, big deep breaths. Good. If you're in the balance, make your back leg strong. Press it onto an invisible wall behind you. Awesome job. Take one last round wherever you're at. Back to warrior 2, softly, gracefully, if possible. Very nice. Now straighten your front leg one more time. This time parallel your feet so all of your toes face towards the windows, left side of your mat. Arms to the sky, inhale. Exhale, swan dive down, wide-legged forward fold. Absolutely anywhere you would like to take it for a few deep breaths. So you can hang out and simply use your breath to explore. Or feel free to explore on the outside a little more, moving around, bigger movements, maybe Skandasana, twist, headstand, handstand hops. So wherever your body, your soul voice calls you to go, not your ego. So it's not, ooh, I want to show everybody I can do a headstand. It's like, ooh, should I explore balancing on my head today? I wonder how it would feel. Doesn't matter what anybody thinks. It doesn't matter if you fall. Come from that place where you are already loved. You are already worthy. You are not doing any of this to get love, to gain your worthiness, to earn it. You're just here to be with yourself. That's it. To be more present, to notice your breath, to create new space inside. Couple more rounds. Open mouth exhales if they would feel good. Go for it. Ha. All right, friends. Fingertips on the ground. So wherever you're at, get you a place where you can bring your fingertips to the ground. Start to crawl your hands to the top of your yoga mat. Rotate your toes to face forward. So you're in a low lunge position. Step your back foot forward, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale and lengthen. Crown of your head forward, shoulder blades hug towards your spine. Yeah, that's it. Exhale, fold, release, bow. Now rise all the way up, arms to the sky. Breathe in, full body stretch. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, chair pose again. So sit back, weight in your heels. This is where you will stay, or option, bring your arms straight out in front of your body, lift to your tiptoes. You can keep your knees wherever they're at, or if you want to take what's called awkward chair, you can squeeze your knees together. Slowly lower down, hips to your heels. And then slowly rise back up, slowly. We're gonna do one more like that. You can hold your chair if you don't wanna come with. So maybe you straighten your legs all the way, it's up to you. And then all the way back down. Slow, steady breaths. If you're shaking and trembling, awesome. Meet yourself right there. Next time you inhale, everybody all the way up. High mountain. Ooh, you can set your heels down if you want. You can stay on your tiptoes if you want. Swan dive down, maybe heels are still lifted. I know your legs are burning, send your breath there. Heels on the ground as you breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, move through a vinyasa. And if you'd like, you can take a child's pose. Otherwise, downward facing dog. So vinyasa to down dog or vinyasa to child's pose. And then just take a moment to feel, to reconnect. Slow, deep breath. Does your body need to feel taken care of, to feel honored, to feel listened to? And you send your breath into those areas that feel tight, that feel constricted, and you soften. If you are in a child's pose, take a couple more rounds there, and then everybody back to downward facing dog. Big deep breaths, Ujjayi. So feel it and hear it. If Ujjayi breath hasn't quite clicked for you yet in your practice, no big deal. It took me, I would say it took me at least a year until something kind of clicked. And finally, I didn't have to fight with my breath. It just started to flow. So keep being curious, especially the moments that you have, that we hold, that we pause. See if you can find a deeper breath. See if you can hear your breath moving all the way through slowly. All right, downward facing dog. Next inhalation, left leg to the sky. So hips square, inner thighs face one another. Maybe explore your right leg, so the one that's on the ground. What happens if you bend your knee and lift the ball of your right foot? What happens if you straighten your leg, press your right heel down? Can you stay in integrity while you're stretching the back of your right leg, or do you get lazy and just start to collapse? So can you notice the difference of when you are engaged and when you are just kind of hanging out in your joints? Can you notice the difference? When is your breath moving through you, and when does it get short or fast or shallow? Good job, you guys. Beautiful poses. Take one more inhale. Push the ground away. Left leg long, strong, powerful. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Use your oblique strength. Push the ground away. Shoulders over wrists. Inhale, back up, three-legged. Exhale, left to left. Aim high. Add a push-up if you want. Don't let your butt drop. Bend your elbows. Inhale, back up, three-legged. Good, last one, knee to your nose, scoop out your belly. Now stay here, push the ground away, round your spine, lift your waistline on your back, tippy toes, step forward, low lunge. Crescent lunge in your own time. So if you need a moment, that's fine. Eventually rise. Nice, Nikki. Front knee over front ankle, high on the ball of your back foot. Hug towards midline to find your own stability. So imagine you're growing roots out of your feet. You're connected to the ground. Pull front hip back, back hip forward. Little tone through your lowest, deepest abdominals. Lift your heart. Reach your fingertips towards the sky. Notice if your weight is all in your front legs. See if you can get your weight nice and centered. Take one more big inhale. Beautiful poses. Exhale, beggar's bowl. So bring your hands to a little cup out in front of your body. Bend your back knee to a hover. Imagine you're trying to pull your back thigh forward. If you want to modify, back knee can always come to the ground very gently. Come back to your intention, what you want to receive or what you want to offer. Embody it in some way. Breathe into it. Visualize it. And again, if nothing really resonates for you, you're just open. You're just feeling whatever comes, whatever goes. Take one last breath. Next, inhale, back to crescent lunge. Reach up, maybe straighten your front leg. Squeeze your front thigh. Exhale, hands to the ground. Standing split. So left foot roots, right leg lifts. Just like a one-legged forward fold, nothing more. You can play if you want, handstand hops, so your left leg becomes a springboard, right leg stays powerful and strong. Push the ground away as you hop up and down. If you want to play with balance, feel free. Wherever you choose to go, breath is right there. It's perfectly fine to open your hip in this posture, but make sure you don't just sink into your outer left hip. So everybody hug in. Feel your belly button draw in and up at the end of every exhale. One more big inhalation. Nice work. Exhale, right knee to your nose. Round your spine. So curl in, hollow out. Inhale, re-extend. Right leg high. And then exhale, super softly. Step your right foot to the back of your mat. Warrior two. So back heel pivots down. Windmill your arms up. Front knee tracks towards your pinky toe rather than collapsing inward towards your big toe. And then a lot of times when I wrap my front butt cheek underneath me, my back hip kind of shoots forward. See if you can keep your pelvis nice and neutral. Your femur bones plugged into the hip sockets while allowing your hips to open. Breathe, slow and steady. Next inhale, reverse your warrior. Front palm rotates up, reach back. As you reach up and back, don't forget about the deep bend in your front knee. Keep pressing into the outer edges of both feet. Yes. Now feel the length in your left side and see if you can create more of it. Left waistline, left rib cage. One more big inhale. Exhale, back to warrior two. Set up for Triconasana Triangle. So straighten your front leg. If you want to shorten your stance just a teeny tiny bit, totally fine. All right, imagine your hips are being pulled back. Your left fingertips are reaching forward. Don't lock out your left knee, so feel a little micro bend there. When you're ready, left hand towards the ground, right arm towards the sky. So nothing collapses. What we don't want to do, we don't want to create all this length and then just let it go. We want to create all this length and then keep it so everything stays open. Your heart wants to look up. Breathe here, stay here, or option for balancing half moon. So bend your front knee, reach forward, back foot floats up. If your back leg feels like it weighs 1,000,000 pounds, it means you're not using your muscles. So make it strong, press with your back foot, stomp it onto an invisible wall. Hips open, heart open, shoulders open. Good, beautiful. Big deep breaths. If your back leg is lifted, see if you can lift it a tiny bit higher. Last round. Back to warrior two. Nice and easy. Nice. Good job, you guys. All right, from your warrior two, straighten your front leg and parallel your feet. So all 10 toes face the right wall. Arms to the sky, breathe in. Listen, exhale, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down. Imagine your elbows are magnetized, so bend your elbows and squeeze them towards each other. Suction cup your palms together. Keep pressing the base of your palms together, but imagine your fingers are super glued and you're trying to pull them apart. See if you can reach your hands back. See if you can lift your heart up. One more in-breath. Exhale, keep your clasp. Hinge at your hips all the way down. Yeah, so relax your neck. Let your head be heavy. Weight should be slightly forward in your feet. So not rocking back into your heels. Lift your butt towards the sky by engaging more through your core. Lift your knuckles towards the sky. If you don't like pressing your palms, you want to let that part go, you can. If you want to let the arms go completely, just focus on the legs. That's also just fine with me. So at any time you want to release your clasp, feel free. You've got about 4 more breaths. Use your breath, slow, steady, spacious. Soften your face. If you feel like your breath is getting stuck, probably that means you need to adjust somewhere. Maybe you're forcing. See if you can find a way to let your breath flow freely through every little space inside. Nice job, you guys. If you still have your hands clasped, end of your next exhale, hands to your low back, then release your clasp. Fingertips to the ground, everyone. And then slowly start to walk your hands forward, rotate your toes forward. So back to a low lunge. From your low lunge, just step forward, forward fold, nice and easy. You can give your left leg a little shake out if it needs. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, bow and fold. Root through your feet, rise all the way to stand. Arms to the sky, breathe in, stretch. Hands to heart, breathe out. All right, working with balance. Arms reach up, inhale. Root through your right foot and lift your left knee up, standing staff. So find your balance here first. Hug in with your inner thighs. Flex your left toes back towards your shin, dorsal flexion. So make your left foot really active. Good. Find something to focus your gaze on, something in front of you or on the ground that's not moving. And then see if you can start to just open and close your left leg. So knee reaches out to the windows and then comes back to center. If possible, everything else stays still. If you wobble a lot, that's okay. That's part of it. Eventually, open your knee out to the left and then come into tree pose. So you might use your hand to guide your foot up to your inner thigh. You might just take your foot to the inside of your calf or the inside of your ankle. So tiptoes can even stay on the ground. Notice if your right hip wants to get lazy and shoot out to the right, hug in and lift up. Yeah, if you want, you can explore a little bit of movement through your branches. Imagine you're growing roots through the sole of your right foot. You're rooting down, and then from that place, you're lifting, you're rising. You're connecting to something greater than yourself. So feel that sense of rootedness, groundedness, and that sense of spaciousness, expansiveness all at the same time, and breathe it through your body. Yes. If you fall out, no big deal. Come back in when you're ready. Take about 2 more breaths. All right, as slow as we came into this posture, come out of it standing staff. So left knee back to center. If you want more, you can extend your left leg forward. Make sure you don't lean back. Take 1 more inhale. Low lunge, slow transition. See if you can get your fingertips and toes to touch at the exact same time. From your low lunge, 3-legged down dog, right leg to the sky. So right leg up and back, open your right hip, bend your right knee, reach your right knee out, reach your right knee up. Squeeze your outer right butt cheek, active through your right foot, perfect place to stay, or option to flip your dog. So maybe right foot comes down behind. Yes, heart forward, lift your hips and breathe down into your belly. One last huge breath. End of your exhale, downward facing dog. Good job. Walk it out in your down dog. You can take a vinyasa to get to child's pose, or you can just set your knees down and find a child's pose. And just take a moment. Feel the ground underneath you. Feel the space around you. Feel the space within you. Feel your breath. Slow it down. Find your center. As you're ready, rise up, downward facing dog. All right, Ujjayi breath. I think Ujjayi breath is the most powerful at this part of our practice when we're tired, our bodies are tired, our muscles are fatigued, but your breath is like brand new every time you breathe in. So use it to power you from the inside. It's like a second wind. Take a great big inhale into your down dog. Exhale, gaze to the top of your yoga mat, step, tiptoe, or hop, forward fold. Once you have arrived, halfway lift position, lengthen, and let it go. Root through your feet, rise up. Arms to the sky, full body stretch. Hands to heart, exhale. All right, balancing this time on our right foot. So reach up, inhale, or excuse me, on our left foot. So left foot is your base this time, right knee lifts. So visualize those roots growing out your left foot, the sole of your left foot, rooting you down. Hug in with your inner thighs, lift your heart. It's like everything is hugging in and zipping up. Take one more big inhale here, and then start to open and close your right hip, your right knee. So right knee out as far as it will go, and then back to center. As much as possible, everything else stays still and quiet. Obviously, you will wobble, you will shake. That's okay, that's part of it. Yes, awesome. Feel the mobility in your right hip joint. Feel how your butt squeezes from behind as you open up, and then how you hug in with your inner thighs as you come back in. As you're ready, open your knee out to the right and move into your tree pose. So you can use your hand to help your foot up to your inner thigh, or maybe your foot comes to the inside of your calf or inside of your ankle. Try to point your right toes straight down towards the ground. Notice if your butt sticks out, navel to spine, and then lengthen through your low spine. If you want to explore a little bit of movement through your upper body, feel free. If you fall out, that's part of this practice. That's why we are here. Come back in when you're ready. Feel the roots growing from your left foot down. Draw up through the crown of your head, so that connection to ground, to rootedness, stability, safety, and then also that expansive feeling, something bigger than you, your higher self. Feel into that, breathe into that. Let them both move through. Hold both. One last round. Slow as you came into your tree pose, come back to your staff pose. So release your foot, knee back to center. If you want to extend your leg, try not to lean back. Take one more inhale. Low lunge, slow, slow, slow motion. Fingertips and toes touch at the same time. Once you're back in your low lunge, three-legged down dog. So left leg back and up. Open up your hip. So your left hip should face open towards the left side of the room. Lift your left knee by squeezing your outer left butt cheek. Active through your left foot. Stay right here or flip your dog. Left foot comes down. Beautiful. Left arm forward. If there was a mirror at the front of the room, you're trying to look at yourself in that mirror. Reach your heart forward. One more big inhale. Back to down dog. Walk it out, everybody. And then take a vinyasa to find your way into child's pose, or just drop your knees. Child's pose, feel your breath. Slow it down, smooth it out. Really nice job, you guys. So just feel all that energy that we've stirred up. Feel it moving around inside of you. Feel all that space and breathe into it. Over and over again, coming back to that deepest place inside of you. Reconnecting, regrounding. Your next couple of breaths, downward facing dog. Ujjayi breath. So feel it, hear it. Use it to power you from the inside. Next time you inhale, right leg high. Use your core strength to step your right foot to the top of your mat as soft as you can. Low lunge. Root into your right foot. This is a big movement. Standing staff all the way up. Arms to the sky. Left knee lifts. And then all the way back down into your low lunge. So we've done this transition already. Fingertips and toes touch at the same time. A few more rounds like that. So right foot roots, rise. If you want more, extend your left leg forward. And then slowly take it back. Keep this movement going back and forth through those two postures. Slowly, intentionally. Stay connected to your center. Really pressing and rooting through your right foot as you rise up. You want the heat to build in your right leg and your right hip. So that's what we are going for. If you feel that, awesome. Breathe into it. We're going to heat up our right hip and then we'll stretch it out. So take about 2 or 3 more rounds. I know this is the stuff that is tedious, that is maybe boring, but see if you can be really present and make it super interesting. Feel all the little tiny muscles moving around. Feel the areas of imbalance in your own body. Feel your ankle shake or your foot shake. No judgment, just observation, not your ego, but just feeling from the inside. Eventually, low lunge is where we'll meet up. So finish the round you're on, low lunge, hold there. Very good. I love it, you guys. From your low lunge, right leg to the sky, three-legged dog again. So right leg up, you can open your hip, you can give your leg a little shake out, you can roll out your ankle. Pigeon pose when you're ready, right shin to the top of your mat. Nice work. Set your body down gently. So you want your right knee wider than your right hip towards the outer right edge of your mat. Pull your right hip back. Back hip forward, just like we do in Crescent Lunge, just like we do in almost every pose. We're hugging towards midline. Keep pulling your right hip back as you take your heart forward and down. If you know this posture works better for you in a seat or on your back, always, the choice is yours. So honor where you're at. Make sure you can breathe. Slow and steady. Open mouth exhales at any time. So as you are here, as you sit here, rather than wandering off somewhere else and distracting yourself, see if you can stay with your breath, stay with the sensation you feel. Rather than tightening or contracting or resisting, use each breath to soften, to open, to surrender. Notice those places that you resist, even completely unconsciously. So are you clenching your jaw? Are you tightening up through your eyelids or your eyebrows? Are you making fists with your hands? Can you soften? Can you breathe deeper, slower? Maybe those open mouth exhales. Take a couple more rounds. Really good, you guys. Slowly, end of your next exhale, start to lift your upper body. Listen carefully. You're going to plant your hands, spread your fingers really wide, tuck your back toes and scoot your back knee in. Unthread your right leg. So you're in a three-legged tabletop and give your right leg a nice little shake out. You might even bend your right knee, take a couple circles with your right knee. Reverse directions. Now, set your right knee down. Bring your right foot to the outside of your mat, right side, like a little kickstand. Left leg extends back, left arm reaches up. So open up towards the windows. Press your hips forward rather than sticking your butt out. Hips press forward and open gently. Take your left arm towards me, towards the front of the room. Maybe left leg floats up. So feel that length in your left side and breathe into it. Perfect place to stay. Perfect place to stay. Or if it would feel good, if it would feel skillful in your body, move into your half bind. So bend your left knee, reach back, grab hold, or I should say your half bow, your full bind. Grab hold of your foot and then start to kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot. Heart towards the sky, nice Mary Jo. Breathe down into your belly. Make sure your breath can flow. Take about 2 more wherever you're at. Hips forward, heart up, all the way down into your low belly with your breath. End of your next exhale, slowly release. Hands and knees, tabletop position. Take a moment, maybe some cat-cows, maybe some hip circles, maybe a child's pose. Downward facing dog as you're ready. Big deep breaths, reconnect. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Use your core strength to slowly and softly step your left foot through low lunge. Nice work. All right, left foot roots down, standing staff. So press into your left foot, rise all the way up, lift your right knee. If you want more, you can extend your right leg. Slowly back to low lunge with intention, with control. Fingertips and toes touch at the same time if possible. Back and forth with your own breath. So either inhale to rise, exhale to lower down, or maybe you take a couple breaths to rise. Maybe as you lower down, you throw in a warrior 3 and pause there, then set your back foot down. So you can make this your own from your soul, not from your ego. You can explore, be playful, but you're not trying to prove anything to yourself or anyone else. Yes, left foot roots down. Those roots are grounding you, connecting you to the earth. And then connecting to your center as you rise. Slow, intentional breath. Let the heat build in your left leg and your left hip. That's what we want to do. So we're warming up that muscle a lot. In a moment, we'll stretch it out. Take about 2 more rounds. Slow. If you are really shaky, that's awesome. That means these are really good for you. So honor that shakiness, all those little teeny tiny muscles in your left foot working to help you balance. All right, finish the round you are on. End up in your low lunge position. Nice, Chris. Nice, Christine. From low lunge, 3-legged down dog, take your left leg back and up. Might feel nice to open your hip. Might feel nice to give it a little shake out, roll out your ankle. And then when you're ready, pigeon, left shin to the top of your yoga mat. Left knee towards the outer left edge of your mat. Rather than just plopping into it, find the structure, what we call the integrity of the posture. Left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward. You plug the femur bones into the sockets, and then you take your bow. So your left hip should not be sitting on the ground. It should be hovering above a little tiny bit, or maybe even a lot. Breathe down into your left hip. Soften your face. Relax with each exhale. Notice those places of unconscious resistance. Are you clenching your jaw again? And if you are, rather than judging yourself, being like, oh my God, I can do that again. Just notice, oh, my jaw's clenched. I'm going to unclench it. I'm going to breathe big, deep breaths. Maybe even soften your tongue in the inside of your mouth. Every time in my real life where I'm really anxious, I take a moment, I check in with my body, and I usually notice so many places where I'm just a little bit tight. I can usually let my shoulders relax. I can usually let my neck grow a little longer, my face soften a little bit. So our bodies, they're reacting every single moment. Learn to respond with awareness rather than reacting out of a story or a past trauma or just without thinking. Take that pause, take that breath, and feel from your center, from your soul, how do you want to respond? Take about 3 more breaths here in your pigeon. Teach your body, it's okay, even though you're uncomfortable, you're safe, you can relax, you can let go, you don't need to contract, you don't need to freak out, you don't need to close down or shut off, you can stay open. Take one last round, open mouth sigh if you want. Slowly start to lift back up. Come into that 3-legged tabletop one more time. So plant your hands, spread your fingers, tuck your back toes, scoot your back knee forward, and then 3-legged tabletop. Left leg goes back, gently shake it out. Maybe take a few circles with your left knee. Maybe reverse those circles. Eventually set your left knee down. So if you want to extend back and then set your left knee down, that might feel nice. All right, from here, pivot on your left knee, you got it. So left knee comes out left, right leg reaches back, and then right arm up, modified side plank. Open up, so heart opens, hips open, shoulders open. Your right foot can stay on the ground or your right foot can float up. Maybe right arm reaches forward, lengthen your right side. Perfect place to stay, or move into your half bow, bend your right knee. Reach back, grab hold. So not forcing this, but breathing into it, encouraging your body into those tight spaces, and then breathe. Heart open, front of your hips open. One last round, beautiful. End of your exhale, slowly let it go. Back to hands and knees. Any intuitive movement that feels good. If you want one last down dog or one last vinyasa, you can take it here as well. So if it would feel good to stretch the backs of your legs, if it would feel good to reset one last time with the vinyasa, go for it. And then eventually, my friends, just find your way down onto your back. You can face whichever direction feels better for you. So head towards the front of the room or back of the room. I don't care. Once you're there, a little bit of your own movement, maybe a full body stretch, maybe hug your knees in, take a little rock. Sometimes I like to explore what I call astronaut pose. So just taking my arms and legs, moving them through the air in no particular way, just like I'm floating through space. Close your eyes. Maybe you imagine yourself in space. Eventually, friends, your next couple of breaths, supine spinal twist, and your legs can go to either side first. You can take whatever variation you would like. So maybe you just let your knees fall to one side. Maybe you cross your legs. Maybe one leg is extended. Just breathe all the way down into your belly a little bit longer. Those big Buddha belly breaths. More and more of your weight gives in. Let's go with each exhale. So even explore, where are you tightening up? Not necessarily physically, but just energetically. Does your heart feel tight? Does your throat feel tight? Does your gut feel constricted? Visualize your breath moving into those tight spaces and creating more space, creating a sense of softening. Even just holding that tightness. So not trying to necessarily get rid of it, but just breathing into it, allowing it. And maybe it softens. In your next couple rounds, find your way to the other side. Once you feel pretty much even on both sides, just come back to center. Finish off your practice with any last stretches, movements, poses of your choice. So maybe a happy baby, maybe some sort of inversion. And go straight into your final relaxation if you'd like. Slowly find your way into your Shavasana. And once you are in your Shavasana, your breath can just become completely effortless. So this is just a kind of food for thought as you move into your final relaxation. This is like Cory Muscara. He says, you cannot stand for something and not be controversial. A perspective can be polarizing because it challenges someone else's. Do not let this reality make you small. So as we learn to speak from our soul, sometimes our perspectives might differ from others. That's okay. You can speak your truth. You can stand in your power without feeling like you need to win the love or approval of someone else. You are already safe. You are already worthy. You are already loved. So from that place, how do you want to move through the world? Take these last few moments to just be with you and to let your practice soak in. Shavasana. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. And just start to bring gentle movement back into your body. As you're ready, roll to either side, fetal position. And as you rest on your side, just see, visualize, feel one last time that connection to your root, the deepest part of yourself. That sense of inner stability, trust. And let it stay with you as you rise up into seated meditation, facing towards the front of our space. So right back where we started our practice. You'll sit up tall, feeling that line of energy from the base of your spine up to the crown of your head, feeling into your inner home, and then something greater than yourself. So above you, around you, source energy, the divine, feel your connection to that as well. And let yourself, for just one moment, just feel both moving through you. Feel great, big, and expansive, and also rooted, stable, grounded, all at the same time. Hands to heart if they're not there already. And just acknowledge yourself for showing up today, taking time to go inward, to explore your inner world, to feel your breath, to feel your body, to connect to your soul's voice. Thank you so much for letting me guide you. Namaste. Thank you, my friends. Thank you so, so much. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you want to stay for restore, please, by all means. This one. Please look, look up. This is coming. That is coming. Yes, it's coming. Yes. Huh? Yeah, well, look at this down dog. I mean, best down dog for sure. Best down dog award for Ruby for sure. Ali, I got it. I was like, try. Ali, I was like, I'm gonna try. I know, I'm like, I'm gonna try. Ali. Dude, you were at morning meditation too. I was like, oh, I forgot.
With the person, Kim's friend who's coming.
Awesome, perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna come too. Okay. See you hopefully.
Just here and
Yes, so I was really glad to have her here.
Get this thing on.
She kicked your butt.
Let's see what happened here.
Pretty much her MO.
My MO.